I went from 0 to 3 paying clients in 90 days, and this is exactly how I did it. One of the biggest lessons that I had to learn was that if the client was not willing to embrace the tools and actually go through a digital transformation within their organization and remove all the people who are blocking that transition, this was going to happen. And by this, I mean you're likely to lose the customer because they're not going to see any return on their investment. So when you use my affiliate link to join GoHighLevel, what you're going to get is access to my community. You're going to get not only access to myself and every other consultant in our community who are going to share best practices with each other so that we can all succeed. You do not have to go through this alone. And it is a struggle. I went through it alone in the first year, and I will tell you, I wanted to pick my computer up and throw it out the window most days because the frustration of the platform evolving, the frontline customer service people not always having the right answer, the AI technology maybe giving you wrong answers, not understanding how a development team triages questions, losing track of all the service tickets because you're going to have multiple service tickets as you're working with different customers. This can all be very overwhelming. And I'm going to share with you what I've done to help organize all of that and keep yourself on track and make sure that you're constantly moving forward. So if you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Dave Blazanko. I have had a 35-year sales and marketing career. I was earlier in my career a consultant that did import marketing for some of the largest retailers across Canada. I owned brands that were distributed through Walmart and Canadian Tire across Canada. And then 2007, we had the economic crisis that caused my company to experience internal sabotage by one of my buyers. One of the most difficult and hardest lessons that I had to learn as a consultant. That forced me to pivot. That forced me to seek employment outside of the consulting world. But now, a decade after that happened, I'm back in the consultancy chair with all of those lessons learned and all of these new tools that are available to us that were not available to me 10, 20 years ago. This is an amazing time to be a consultant, but you have to be able to embrace the new tools with old experiences. And by that, I mean experience leads to value because you learn from your mistakes. Mistakes are only mistakes if you don't learn from them. And in the world of AI, it is evolving so quickly. Mistakes are going to happen every day. That's part of the learning curve. And you have to learn to be a lifelong learner. You need to be able to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. And that's where my experience comes in, both as an endurance athlete and as a business owner. You're going to hear in a lot of my videos, I'm talking about endurance athletes and I'm talking about triathlon because all of the things that I had to learn from triathlon after my first business went through that catastrophic sabotage got me back in check. It got my career on track. It taught me to have a healthier life. It taught me to manage my finances better, and it taught me to manage my relationships better. All of these things I call the VIP strategy for resilience, and you need to have that regardless of what business you're going to find yourself in today's economy. It is turning on a dime, and if you are not resilient in those 4 areas, you are going to struggle. So why I'm inviting you to be a part of my community is because I want to help you realize that you don't have to go through this alone. You can lean on me to get new perspective on how to approach problems and solve problems with all of these new tools that are available to us. And just for proof, here's a copy of my Stripe payout for February of this year after I had my first 10 customers in the bank and I was making $6,000 a month, monthly recurring revenue. That's to start. And that was the jump off point to where we are today. So it's very achievable, very doable, but you've got to follow a system. You've got to follow a process. You need to have somebody in your corner that's going to pick you up when you're feeling like you're stuck or falling behind. That's why I want you in my community. So how it works is when you use any of the links on this page, that's going to take you to GoHighLevel. When you use that link and then sign up for GoHighLevel for a free trial, that is going to accredit you to my affiliate program. You will then be a member of my community. Yes, I do earn a commission on you joining GoHighLevel. I'm very upfront about that. That is part of the hybrid affiliate and consultant program that we teach here in GoHighLevel. But that's going to give you the opportunity to be a part of my community and get access to all of my information, my weekly Zoom calls. You're going to get access to the workbooks, the playbooks, the videos that I put out, and hopefully I'll get better over time and you'll find even more value from these videos as we talk about very specific use cases that you have for your consulting business. So remember, you have to use my link on this page and then go to GoHighLevel and sign up for your free trial. That's what gets you into my community. And when I signed up under my affiliate. I listened to a gentleman talk on YouTube. He was in the industry that I wanted to be working in. It sounded like he knew what he was doing. He ended up convincing me that this was going to be something worth investing at least 30 days of my time in. And so I signed up under his link and went into the boot camp. And the boot camp essentially challenged me to get going in 30 days, to get my first 3 clients in 30 days. And there were a lot of lessons learned in there. And I did not get my first 30 clients in 30 days. But what I did do was I went out and I used my strategy. I ended up networking with my peers in the industry that I wanted to work with. And I set up clients in the industry to the point where I knew that they were set up on a 30-day free trial. I was set up on a 30-day free trial. If this thing didn't work, I really wasn't in it for a lot of money. So this is a 30-day free trial. There is no pressure. It is 100% guaranteed. You sign up for it. If you don't like what's happening, if you don't want to keep moving forward, you simply cancel your subscription. You can upgrade your subscription. You can downgrade your subscription. In my course, I'm going to tell you why I started with the $497 SaaS program and downgraded to the $297 program, because for my particular circumstances, that's what worked best. And I ended up saving myself a couple of $1,000s every year in doing so. So I'll share with you why I did that. That might be a good solution for you. So when you sign up, you're going to put your credit card into GoHighLevel. You're not going to be charged for 30 days. You're going to get a welcome package from GoHighLevel, and you're going to get a welcome package from me. You'll be put into my workflow, and I will coach you through best practices to get you through that 30-day boot camp and what to focus on so that you get your first 3 clients. So if that sounds good to you, we'd love to have you a part of our community. What do you think, Ralph? Was that a good one? Oh, was it super boring? I don't know. I think it was a good video. What do you think? You don't look impressed.